So okay, here's our image. We've got rid of all the excess bits around the outside. We've just got our lion in the center. Now we could decide to take this image and overlay it onto a more fancy background. So let's have a quick look at our collection and see what we've got. Let's go to here, image collection. So okay, let's pop it onto this wooden desk we've got here. So I'm just going to drag that in, and there you go. There's our wooden desk. So we're going to right click on here. We're going to say copy. So now it's copied this line for us. I'm going to go back to this other one. Oh, see, mistakes. I'm going to go edit, paste as new layer. Now obviously this layer is a lot bigger, so we're going to use the raster deform tool and scroll out. We can then see the controllers. So I'm going to grab the controllers, drag it down small enough so it then fits on our panel. So there you go. You can now see our lion on his little leaf form on there. Now, just to show you a few things, I'm just going to duplicate this layer. So you can see I'll just right click down to duplicate. And I've duplicated it twice now. So I should be able to drag one there. And then I should be able to click the next layer and drag the next one over to there. So we'll neaten these off a little bit so we can fish all three on. So let's just quickly do that. That one, and then scroll out a bit so I can see. And then pop that one there. So what I'm quickly going to show you is how different layers can be affected in different ways and can do different things. So as you can see, raster layer 1 here is just our first lion head that we've actually physically got on our background. If we switch to the move tool just to make it easy, that way you can only drag each thing around. There you go. So going back to this first layer, if I adjust this these settings right here, I can adjust how much it shows through or how little it shows through. It's usually called opacity or something like that, or yeah, opacity. There you go. Or you can actually physically click the eye, which will actually remove it from view completely. You can pair several things together. So we went ahead and clicked on the chains here, and these are all locked together now. So that means if I adjust one, as you can see, it'll adjust all three now. It treats them basically as one image. You can make these childs of the original, but it's usually easier, I think, to leave them as they are. So the first one I'm going to leave as a normal color set. The second one, I'm just going to click this down arrow here, and it's going to give me this whole load of options. Right, so if I select darken, it's going to apply a darken filter onto the texture which is from behind. So if I then reduce the amount you can actually physically view it, you'll see the texture underneath shine through. You can see the wood texture there showing through. So if we then go to color, you see it virtually disappears. So we'll up the amount of color, and as you can see there, it's just trying to impose the colors that are on the image on the top and the image on the bottom. Color legacies are about the same thing, but it's more of a soft focus kind of application. Multiply kind of tries to make it stand out a bit more, if you like. Dissolves the image into the background. Overlay gives it an antiquated look in this situation. Doesn't always do that. Hard light is a strong light provided to that. So if I was to apply another one over the top of that and set the lights down a bit lower, I can use the hard light in order to re-enhance a photograph that might be of a low resolution, or as you can see there with it passing the leaf through another photograph. In order to make that happen, you could use hard light to do that. Difference, what that does is it takes the difference from the image below and from above and applies a difference in colour between the two layers. Dodge, completely the opposite, the difference. Burn usually can look like it's burnt into the layer below, depending on levels and how you physically set the image. But it's meant to be that image is burnt using the colours from below, so it looks like it's burnt onto that object, if you like. exclusion. And there you go. It's kind of like I call it like the negative burn. What I mean by that is it looks like a negative that's been burnt onto the actual surface itself. So, quick recap: you can adjust the amount you can actually physically view each thing. You can click here and adjust certain settings, lighten, darken, hue, and add color, increase color, decrease color, and do all that sort of mad crazy things. Or you can set them together, link in different parts of the image. You might have your text linked together with all links together in one set of links, so you can just move your text around really quickly. Or you might have your images and text set together, or your background might be different to everything else, or your background plus its masks, and its masks is just another way of saying it's alterations. And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to take this image and go ahead and add some text and some different things to it. Okay, I'll speak to you then.